Hey everyone, Vlad here. Thanks for tuning in. Today I got some caves, some tunnels, and some overhangs for you to build your camp. So let's jump in. Alright everybody, the first one I have for you is out in the forest, and I'm doing this one first because it's probably the most well known, but we're a little bit to the west of Vault 76. And this one, to find, you're going to look for this archery target on top of the cave. And if you go up to the side of it, you'll see that we have a hole that actually falls down into the cave. And then coming in from the bottom, this is our cave entrance. And then you can see our hole up there at the top. So you don't have a lot of space to work with, but with any of these locations, you're going to be limited to the confines of the space. Nothing is really big for any of these locations. So you're really just going for the feel of things. You're not really going for a huge camp here if this is what you choose to go with. Now, this is our second location. We're out in the Cranberry Bog, and then I don't recommend building here unless you're a higher level, but use that blue car and this shed as points of reference to know you're in the right place. And then you can see this this corrugated metal rooftop that will kind of also give you an idea that you're at the entrance. And moving in here, you can see that we have a lot more space than the original one. This one's probably the roomiest of all the locations. And you can build down into those tunnels as well, but a nice little location kind of underneath the ground, so no terrible threats from scorched beasts down here. You can also block off that entrance to where, you know, things can't just enter on their own. But a nice little place here in the Cranberry Bog. Now moving on, we're going to be a little bit to the west of the Valley Galleria and north of Dabney Homestead. And this one is literally a hole in the road. So red rocket there from Valley Galleria as a marker for your location. But down here, we just have a hole underneath the road. And it's fairly small, so you're going to be limited in what you can put down here. And but it would make a good little place to put something in the road and then have something hidden underneath. But I think I saw one guy do a camp build down here, but he tried to put it down foundations and stuff, and again, he just ran into some space issues. Now, you can't just place your camp on top of the road here, so it is a little bit of a trick to get both of these holes and the most space of the cave into your camp. And the best place I found is up here towards this little tree branch. You'll see it's red most of the time, but once I get close to this tree branch, I can get both of those holes that are in the road into the camp perimeter. It's a little bit iffy when you want to place this, so play around with it, get as much as you can in there, and then build to your heart's content. Alright, so this next location, we're to the east of Harper's Ferry, and we're near this train rail barge, so you just got to go across the train tracks, the bridge that is there, and you have this nice little cubby hole that leads into a train tunnel. But again, you have to play around with the camp unit. You can't go all the way down into it. But the cool thing about this location is actually underneath the bridge, and this is why I put it in the cave section, because it's kind of cavey down here underneath the bridge. No trolls down here. It used to be full of radiation, but I didn't encounter any of that this time, so maybe that got changed with the Wastelanders update. But you've got some chemistry workbenches, you got some fermenting benches, so a nice little cool hidden little place down here. You could put stuff on top, and then maybe nobody would realize that you have extra stuff down here, but you can see that I can place my camp unit pretty much anywhere I want down here. Alright, in this next location, I am just south of House of the Windy Path, and we are next to some mole miners. Now, there are enemies here, and you're going to have to clear them out, and you may have to contend with them with some turrets or something like that once you've built it, but it is a really nice aesthetic. You have this nice little fire going down here, and then you can see where I cleared out some mole miners there. Moving up the hill, I'll turn on my Pip-Boy light here in just a second. There it is. You can kind of see there's some existing shelving and supplies, so you can grab that to scrap if you decide to build here. And moving over, we can see that there's actually like an entrance to a mine, and it's got some tin cans hanging, which are good for the steel and lead if you want to make ammunition. So some free items type there. and probably won't have too many people have taken those when you come into this area. So nice little cool place. You can see the overhang here with the bone. So overall, I think this is a really cool place you could build a nice little camp at and have a nice cave feel to it. All right, everybody. So for the last location, I'm out here in the Toxic Valley, and this one is not really a true cave, but we've got this nice rock formation out here in the cliffs. And if you were to take some foundations, you could cover up the top of this and make a really nice man-made cave out of this rock formation. It's probably got the most potential of all the locations I showed you, just because it has more space, and you're going to get a little bit of vertical height if you do this by making it a little bit of a man-made cave with the foundations coming across. But that's it for this location. I got a nice little view of the Hemlock Holes. Alright guys, well thank you again for tuning in. Hopefully this inspired you for some places to build your camp underground, or to get a nice little cave feel within your camp. And I'll see you next time.